The Magician, or to most, Sinclair, is a character known for three things: their immense difficulty, their stupid ass rabbits, and the ability to permanently change the souls of anyone who plays them. I think Sinclair is such a cool character. His kit is so simple, yet so expressive, and that's why I'm going to spend the next 10 hours to find out if magic truly changes people. Before hopping into the action, I'm going to give a quick breakdown of their abilities. Ability 1, Vexing Bolt. This is Sinclair's primary form of damage. They fire a slow moving bolt that ramps up damage based off distance travelled. Whilst the bolt is travelling, this ability can be recasted. It will then redirect the bolt towards your crosshair's location. Ability 2, Spectral Assistant. You place down a clone that copies all of Sinclair's abilities, alongside auto-aim M1s. This ability can also be recasted to swap positions with the clone. Ability 3, Rabbit Hex. You place a short wind-up circle AoE that transforms enemies into rabbits, disabling both their gun and abilities, whilst also increasing their damage taken. Ultimate ability, Audience Participation. You copy an enemy's ultimate at a 40% reduced cooldown. Upgrading this ability will also upgrade the level of the ults you steal. Now onto the build, and the build I will be using is none other than our GOAT, CF3's Magic Bolts of Boom, a super simple build tailored to maximize Sinclair's damage. Some standout items in this build are Rapid Recharge for more bolts, Boundless Spirit for raw damage, and Escalating Exposure for Big Bomber. And with that, it's time to jump into some games. Surprisingly, game 1 kicked off to an amazing start. My Infernus did all the damage to Venator and Calico, whilst I pick up the double without having to land a single bolt. And I'm praying that this continues, that my team continues to do the heavy lifting, as hitting these bolts is so damn hard, like I already know it's gonna be such a long day. Now this is more like it. Getting to shoot someone? Now I'm starting to have some real fun. So that's actually where the fun ended, because I do nothing and we win. 15,000 damage in 30 minutes. Yeah. Anyways, on to game 2. Yeah, as you can see, I did forget to record the start of the game, but it didn't really matter because I stole the kills. After 40 minutes of Sinclair, I finally did something just a little cool. A wise man once said, never beam first. If you know, you know. Yeah, Geist was not too happy about that and she wanted to run it back, and run it back is what she did. Safe to say that we lost that game too, and the first hour did not look too great. Before mindlessly hopping into my next game, I can't help but realize how ugly Sinclair is. Like, I know it's unfinished, but it's time for a change. You're telling me I get to cast spells with a Nintendo Wii controller? Nah, this is cinema. All things considered, I'm actually really enjoying Sinclair, and I know it's only my third game, and I am performing like someone who has seemed to never hold a mouse before, but as someone who only plays M1 carries, to say this experience was humbling is such an understatement. With that being said, I honestly believe that the hardest part so far has got to be learning my limits. With every other character, I'm so confident that my abilities will land most of the time, but with Sinclair, I'm just gambling. This is where I would say I like those odds. However, the issue isn't up to chance, it's up to my mechanics, and those odds are not favourable. Some keen-eyed viewers have probably noticed every clip so far has actually been pre-15 minutes, and that's because I'm literally invisible after that. So I believe it's time to do some research. I will report back anything I learn. Firstly, just be patient. I need to learn to be more methodical and use each bolt with intent, especially when I acquire escalating exposure, because the amount of times I will just shoot my bolt for the love of the game and then panic lowered my damage by a substantial amount. Secondly, keep the bolt near your target. Now, this is strictly for learning, but being able to see both the bolt and the enemy in the same frame was extremely helpful. Yes, it does lower your damage, but it helps you be more consistent. Thirdly, the assistant needs a nerf. Now, I mentioned earlier you can swap places with the clone, and I didn't think much of it. But did you know if you swap places with the clone mid-air, for example, the clone will float. And now this gives the clone a 360-degree sightline with auto-aim M1s. At this point, I should be showing y'all clips of me getting better, or at least clips of me just like, you know, understanding the basics. However, after doing the research, I think I got worse, and the next few hours were just miserable. I'm sending my bolts into space. I don't know, I might retire by the time they land. Walkers are dodging my bullets. You know what? Forget the bolts. I can't even land some rabbits. I also died to minions. What in the bumper Ross clock did I just do? Yeah, we are on hour 7. For the past 5 hours, those were the highlights. It was that bad. The crazy part is, I'm still enjoying every single second. I'm just waiting for it to click. Like, I know what I need to do, I just can't do it. Hour 7 is when I finally started to see a glimmer. The pieces were ever so slowly falling right into place. These were the first set of bolts that didn't feel like they were up to chance. Is this how Gojo felt? You have to go out of your way to try Sinclair, because I cannot put this feeling into words, it's just so amazing. No other character in the game triggers the dopamine receptors like the way Sinclair does. I low-key don't want this challenge to really end. A nifty thing about Sinclair that I learned is that they do not need much money to function. You can honestly forsake all greens and rush damage if you're behind, because you can just sit in the back and just drop bombs. This realization helped me look at Sinclair differently. They play more like a sub DPS, you know? Yes, you can output lots of damage, but you can also perform nuclear levels of support. And I was too focused on the former, trying to carry like, you know, a Wraith would, when instead, it's about learning the flow of when to act supportive and when you're the big daddy. I believe this to be the true magic of Sinclair, a jack of all trades. This mid-boss fight is a great example of Sinclair's supportive capabilities. By stealing Dynamo ult early, I create panic, forcing enemy Dynamo to prematurely waste his ult, knowing full well I still have my rabbits ready for the drop. This versatility is honestly unmatched. In this fight, you can see how patient I am, letting myself read the enemy's movements before I fire. Honestly, if I play Sinclair for 100 hours, I might start seeing the future. Oh my god! After 8 hours, I finally hit a clip! The fun does not stop there as I transform into an AC 130.
You're just such a creep.
I have never had such a smile on my face playing this game. Hour 9 was a disaster, but I did learn something new, just don't tell the Lash mains. If you get ulted by a non-max Lash ultimate and your clone is already placed down, you can actually TP to it before getting slammed. I was just too slow.
Who?
Really? I sat in a 10-minute queue for my final game to get Rem. I queued Rem as a joke. I queued up that Sinclair game with a smile on my face. I am enjoying this so much that I don't care if I have to go over the time limit. I played pretty well, to be honest. Shockingly, not the reason we lose. Some interesting moments to say the least. I had such a blast playing Sinclair throughout the past 10-11 hours. I learned a lot throughout this session. I'd say I'm at least 10% better than where I started. And I wholeheartedly believe everyone should give Sinclair a proper chance. This character is so unique and versatile that I didn't even get an opportunity to dabble into the punch or gun build. That aside, as a game, Deadlocks really have cooked with the majority of their cast. It's so rare in gaming these days to always be having fun even when you're not winning. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm confident I picked the hardest character to begin this series. With 10 hours of footage, I struggled to scrape together even 8 minutes. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Deadlock is truly magical.